going to have a conversation about Lambda. How Amazon Lambda works, why Amazon Lambda is very important, what is like a event based functionality, and that's what we are going to discuss today. So Amazon Lambda is a serverless architecture. So what I mean by serverless architecture is we don't need to provide any virtual machine. We don't need to provision any virtual machines. What we will do is we will just create a Lambda function. We will create a rule and we will tell the Lambda function, hey, this is what you are going to do. For example, I have a test AWS account, and I have hundreds of servers up and running 365 days in a testing account. But so what I want exactly is I don't want them to run on weekend basis. I don't want my test servers run on Saturday and Sunday. And what I want is like I will create a simple Lambda function, and I will tell the Lambda function, hey, can you stop those servers on Friday evening 6 o'clock? Because nobody is going to work after Friday evening 6 o'clock. Nobody is going to test. Most of the companies most of the times and can you restart them back on Monday morning 9 o'clock? So I could save the money for Saturday and Sunday. Let's say if I have 100 servers, right? I need resources to stop them and start them back. Instead, what I could do is I will just create a simple Lambda function. Then I will configure that Lambda function to stop all the instances for me and to start all the instances for me. Okay. That is how a Lambda works. So what you could do is you could trigger a Lambda function based on events. When I say events, let's say you have an instance, right? You have a virtual machine that is approaching threshold limit. Let's say you have a virtual machine with 100 gigabytes, and you could create a Lambda function. Hey, when these virtual machine storage approaches the threshold limit, maybe 80 gigabytes or 90 gigabytes, and what you could do is you could create an ABS volume in the same availability zone, and you could attach an extra ABS volume to that instance. You could tell Lambda to do that, and you would write like any 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 application code that you want. You could use Node.js, you could use Python, or you could use Java, and you could just simply create a Lambda function, and you could create a rule in cloud formation in CloudWatch alarm, and you could just simply trigger that Lambda function based on your requirement. How simple is that? You don't need any human interference and everything, right? Most of the times, well, you configure Lambda function one time and it's going to work for you. Okay. So in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to create a simple Lambda function to stop the instances, and I let you guys to have your own Lambda function to start them back. Okay, for that, what I will do, I will follow this documentation from AWS, and I'm gonna include this link in the video as well. So this is a very good documentation that I found, and very simple, just everything is there. All we need to do is just follow these steps. Okay, so for that, what I will do is I will create two instances, two EC2 instances, and what I will do is I will start them using my Lambda function. Okay, and let's go and let's create two EC2 instances. Launch an instance, and you could use a Lambda function with S3 or any external Datadog or Kibana. Let's say you integrated you're sending most of your server logs to the Datadog, right? And same thing, Datadog logs says like hey, this server is approaching the threshold limit. Why? You could create an ABS volume and you could attach that instance. You could tell your Lambda function to do that for you, and that's how you can trigger the Lambda function based on alerts. Okay, and which is very helpful, and you don't need to provision any instance. Like Basically, you don't need to provision any EC2 instance or any other, forget or things like that. Okay, I'm going to create a new two EC2 instances and I'll stop them by using Lambda function. Okay, my instances are going to be ready in 2 minutes. So what we need to do is, in order to create a Lambda function, right? So we need to create a custom IAM policy, identity access management policy, and we could use that custom policy, to use the Lambda function to stop your instances. Okay. For that, what I will do, I'll go to IAM and I'll create a simple custom policy. Okay, and I can attach that policy to a IAM role so that I can use that IAM role when I create my Lambda function. Okay, it's very simple. And go to policies, go to IAM policies, right? And create a new policy. And I can choose JSON. Yeah, what I will do is, this is a simple JSON file, and I'll get the policy from here and I'll just paste it there. Okay, you could do the same thing. And I don't need to add any tags. I'll just skip this stuff for now. And what I will do is, I'll just create EC2 stop EC2 policy. You could use the same policy for start and stop. Okay, you see that this is what you get. So you could write like a CloudWatch logs and you could write to EC2. That's what you are creating. So you could tell the CloudWatch logs to trigger your Lambda function, and so that you could write EC2 as well. That means when I say write, you could have a control access on the EC2 instance. You could stop, you could start, things like that. Okay. And what I'll do, I'll just simply create a policy. Okay. Next, I can create an IAM role. So, and when I create Lambda function, so that IAM role will be used. Okay. This is the policy that we just created. And let's go to IAM role, create a new role. So in the most of the interviews, people will look for like how you can, give access to your, Lambda or whatever. Most of the interviews, people will ask that. So what I can do is, so what you can tell them, this is, you can create a custom policy and you can create an IAM role and you can tell your Lambda to use that IAM role. How simple is that, right? It's very simple. See that? So this is a policy that we just created. I'm going to use that policy and I don't need any tags. I'll just skip the tags for now. Start, stop, 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 roll. Just anything. It's just a name. So stop, start, roll. Yeah, so our Iem role is ready, and our policy is ready. Now let's go back to Lambda. So we can create a Lambda function, okay? Let's go to Lambda. Create a function. Yeah, we'll just use the scratch from scratch, okay? So the Lambda function, what I will give, like, stop. First one, stop, right? So stop is equal to instances. I can call something like this. And what I will do, I will choose the Python 3.8. And you could choose anything you want if you are good at, like, Node.js, or if you are good at Java, or if you are good at like a Python 3.7. It's up to you. You could choose anything you want. Okay, that's so flexible. Okay, and I can give permissions, whatever the role that I just created, and I can give that role. This is start role, right? So the Lambda that I'm creating is going to use this role, and this role has that custom policy, so that this role can access CloudWatch logs and EC2 instances. It can, the CloudWatch log will be able to trigger the Lambda function. The Lambda function will be able to write to EC2 instance. That means it can start and stop the instance. How simple is that, right? It's very simple. And let's create a function. So now what we can do is we can deploy the source code, right? And this is the just a default. This is how the source code looks like. You guess what? We will, so this documentation has the source code as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply use the source code, but I'm going to replace my instance IDs and the variables with the variables that I'm going to use. Okay, very simple. So the region is Ohio, which is US East 2, and the instance IDs are, let me go and get the instance IDs. Okay. So most of the people look for these basics when they, when they try to interview, or when they try to hire you. Since you are pretty new to AWS, right? Like, you're pretty new to AWS or this DevOps culture. Of course, you've been working in the industry for a while, but since like, it's a kind of new technology, so be aware of, like, what you're doing, and that would be okay. You'll be fine. Okay. And this is very easy. This is not a rocket science at all. And replace these instance IDs. Then let me save this first. Then save it. So our Lambda function is ready. Okay. Now what we will do is we'll create a simple we'll create a simple CloudWatch, and we will tell the CloudWatch to trigger this Lambda function in order to stop those instances. Weekend basis, right? But what we will do is we can wait till weekend, but I don't want these instances to run until weekend. So what I will do is I can create a simple cron tab to give, like, cron job. After 2 minutes, can you stop those instances, and we'll see what Lambda is going to do for us. Okay, let's go to CloudWatch, right? And we'll create a simple CloudWatch rule. We'll just simply tell Lambda function like, hey, can you trigger the Lambda in this period of time? So the CloudWatch should trigger the Lambda, so that Lambda should stop those instances, right? How simple is that? So let me explain a bit about CloudWatch. So these are the three states of the CloudWatch. The alarm is like, like I said, if it is approaching like a threshold or things like that. And this is the insufficient mode, and this is the OK mode. These are the three modes that are available in the CloudWatch. Okay, and let's create a new rule, and create a rule. What I will do, I'll just schedule a rule. Instead of 5 minutes, what I'll do, I'll say 3 minutes. Okay, okay, I'll just use this simply. And what I'll do, I'll just add a trigger. I'll just choose this Lambda function, and let's go to configure details. And I can give the CloudWatch, I can use the same stop EC2 instances. You know what? I don't want any naming conflicts. So what I will do is, and I can create a role. And this role should stop those instances in 3 minutes, right? And we'll see how does that go. Okay, let's go to our EC2. Click on that EC2. Our instances are up and running at the moment, and we'll wait for a minute, and the Lambda should trigger that job, the Python, like whatever the Python code that we have written, the logic. Lambda should trigger. CloudWatch logs should trigger that Lambda, so the Lambda should stop these instances in a minute. Okay, and we'll see. We're not stopping these instances manually. So this is how Lambda works, but we'll see that in a minute. So what could be the events that can trigger the Lambda, right? So those can be so many events, right? Maybe S3. Let's say there is an object uploaded to that particular bucket. In order to respond that bucket, you can configure that bucket can trigger that Lambda function. Or like I said, Datadog, it's a third-party tool. Still, you're sending logs to the Datadog, and let's say there is something issue with the logs, and the Datadog should trigger the Lambda functions to start or stop the instance, or things like that. So that this is those things called like event-based Lambda functions, and things like that. And we're almost there. We'll just give another minute. working with Lambda is pretty simple and a pretty like little bit powerful, I can say, because most of the companies uses these kind of event based things in order to reduce the human effort. You could have a resource that can stop the instances, but you need to have that resource available every day evening 6 o'clock. Why would you need that? And you need to pay for a lot for that resource, right? And if you use the Lambda, it's very easy. And whatever the time that you utilize for Lambda, then that time only you will be paying to AWS. It's not like you configure your Lambda, and your Lambda will be stay there for like 3 hours and 4 hours. You're not going to pay that for 4 hours or 5 hours. What, let's say for example, your Lambda will be running in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You're going to pay for that 5 minutes and 10 minutes only. And you create a Lambda function, and your Lambda function will be there for 2 years, right? You're not going to pay for that the whole time. What you'll be paying is the utilized time only. That's how AWS Lambda works. And most of the companies using AWS Lambda at the moment, because it's very easy to configure and very powerful. So is it almost 3 minutes? Let's refresh the screen. You see that those instances are stopped. I didn't stop them by manually. So what I did is I created simple CloudWatch alarm, so that CloudWatch alarm can use that Lambda to trigger the job. How simple is that? So this is how AWS Lambda works, guys. So follow this link from AWS website itself. So this is very straightforward link, and so I have this video to stop the instances, right? So I let you guys to work on the Lambda function to start the instance. You don't need to configure new IAM custom policy or new role, because this policy already have a start and a stop. So you see that the allow, easy to start and easy to stop. So this will allow you to stop and start this policy, and you attached this policy to that IAM role, right? So automatically that IAM user is going to have the access to stop and start the instances. So your Lambda is using that IAM user role, right? So automatically the Lambda will get those permissions to start and stop. All you need to do is just to create another Lambda function to start the EC2 instances, and that's it. And you can create one more role, in CloudWatch logs, and start the instances in this cron tab, right? In this cron tab, what you could do is you could change that cron tab to any time that you want, like for example, you see that. So schedule, I can schedule this using cron expression. I can tell Lambda to every day 6 o'clock, or every Friday 5 o'clock, or things like that, and add a trigger. That's it. This is all about AWS Lambda, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys like this video, please like this video, and if you guys have any doubts, please comment, and I can respond as soon as I get a chance. And if you or any of your friends are trying to learn some AWS or DevOps, please share this video with them, and please subscribe Run TV Social, guys. And thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you, guys. Have a great evening. Bye bye.